Pause. Come on. Oh my god, fucking... Mm-hmm.
It just tracks so nicely.
Oh. Yeah, like, how would you get it to do that?
Well, why was the edge of their shell is so thin that it, like, collapses in on itself? Two pieces.
Dang. Yeah, full screen application. Save. It is full screen now. There you go. Okay. Maybe I have to leave it on there for a minute? on. That works. That works just fine. Will that work? It doesn't work. Okay, so... Hold on. Fucking... Oh, now you're working, huh? Okay. I guess it's fucking trying. Took it a while. Okay. And so, for some reason, broadcasting software just did not want to deal with this video. I was trying to get it to show up on the screen.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Pacifist Percent, the only show where completing a single mission is noteworthy enough that it warrants actual news coverage.
Put that where I can see it.
We return now to find Michael, who is
Probably.
completely fed up with Steve and Dave, so he goes to tell them that he refuses to be roped into their scheme anymore.
Hold on.
We handled the immigration problem. We're straight. David, here's who take.
Ooh.
I'm in charge here, Fruity. Me. Listen, you need help with something. I got it. Classic blitz. Oh, absolutely.
As quickly as you can say you son of a bitch I'm in, the gang is roped into stealing some corrupt money from a corrupt government group to give to another corrupt government group to prevent corrupt things from happening.
Guess what? We're corrupt in a good way.
Despite that there are markers on the map telling me where to get a garbage and tow truck, I just take them from the road instead because I don't like being told what to do. As of course no one would be looking for a recently stolen car, I took one and set it as my getaway vehicle.
No one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
As people who frequent my stream
Is it too quiet?
I'm very knowledgeable about fashion and current trends, so it was very important to me to choose the right outfit for the heist. Navy, grey, green, the choices that Rockstar had allowed me seemed endless, and clearly my choice could make or break the heist, or else why would Rockstar make a whole mission about it? Hours went by, and I finally made my choice. Having made substantial progress and having a perfectly pacifist day, I decided to call it there and continue tomorrow. I suspect that the only way it could be more obvious that I'm fucked
This is the one I
is
finished
if
so
we
far.
were both
I
naked.
don't even know if that's showing
At
up.
least I assume only one of us is naked.
I haven't finished
Of
it, but
course,
it's
I
close.
quickly moved into the Blitz Play heist, blissfully unaware of the hell that awaited me.
And at least we're not wearing clown outfits. There's a plus. Right, the masks. So we really finna do this shit.
Let's do this.
Alright, I pulled up. Get ready, Frank. Boom!
I was of course concerned for the drivers, as I am for anyone whose death would be an inconvenience to me, so I went to check if they were actually dead. Well, I don't know what I expected. They wake up and come
I
out
have been very
corrupt.
tired.
I don't think they're the same people.
I'm trying to get a few pieces done for an upcoming art show at a local sci-fi and fantasy convention.
To get to the bottom of this mystery, I decided to open the back of the van
Also, I
with
keep having other stuff to do.
cutscene. What? There are no guys in the back? He says, feigning surprise even though he knew exactly what was going to happen. Clearly there is no path from the driver's seat into this section.
How about magic trick?
Two guards somehow managed to get in the back, whilst there is still one guy in the driver's seat. If my math is correct, there are more guards than there were before. Not that it really matters, as the newly spawned guards flee out of understandable fear. Oh. And if the driver is dead, he died in a cutscene, so it doesn't matter. We now enter phase 1 at the front, which consists of 4 vehicles arriving that each contain 2 police, and another 2 police coming on foot from the far alley. I was initially hopeful, as Trevor, Michael, and Franklin could kill people, but I eventually realized that there was horrible limitations on their capability. Yeah, you got someone. My allies were far from reliable in their shooting, but Trevor was certainly the worst. While up in his perch, he was literally incapable of hitting anyone with rockets. I tried calling the police to help, it's worth a shot at working other episodes, but oddly they seemed preoccupied. I decided to parachute Trevor closer because he was not useful up in that perch. Do I have a parachute? I do. What?
Hold on, what the hell?
Now comfy in his new resting spot, to my horror I learned that Trevor's explosive weapons could not damage cars. Eventually I realized that my eyes were only capable of killing 4 enemies. They would do no damage to the rest, and this number was insufficient to get through phase 1. One of the biggest causes of failed attempts ended up being switching between characters. If I switch to a character that is shooting, the character will continue to shoot after I take over. As I'm now in control, the game would allow me to do damage and I would end up killing someone. Oh, no! I decided to buy and test all the weapons and flashlights with each character to see if any would enable them to kill a 5th enemy. Alas, no other weapon worked, and Franklin and Michael wouldn't even use explosive weapons. They would just immediately switch away from them. That's mildly inconvenient. Already I was somewhat out of ideas, so I began to look at everything. Both the tow truck and garbage truck were indestructible and unable to be driven. If I put my allies in cars, they wouldn't use them and they would simply get out. Amazingly, even the fire from rockets did no damage to the enemies.
Oh my god.
I used my next few attempts to test how far I could travel before mission failing. It was not very far.
Is this the same guy who did the one where he could see if he could, get the roll of Fallout New Vegas without killing anyone?
My allies to use melee by removing all their
One of the
ammo and
Fallouts.
getting arrested. Come on, cops. What are you doing? I am, but why are you not giving me the cops? The hell? Hello? What the fuck? Is it because I am a young black man? Despite these difficulties, I did end up getting everyone arrested, thus removing their ammo.
We finna risk our lives to rob some motherfucking government killers again?
Yeah. Hey.
Unfortunately, the characters would regain some ammo when the shootout started. I guess each character stashed a few hundred rounds up their ass to sneak it past the police. I thus had to waste all this ammo. An impressively long time later, I now had Trevor without any ammo. He doesn't know what to do. Do something. Do something. To point out the obvious, the AI would refuse to do anything.
Nice.
Just go back to the place where it normally takes cover. In my
Yeah.
next attempt, I accidentally killed one enemy, meaning the total enemies killed
I hope
was
the public
5.
are
After
enjoying
leaving phase
the
2,
emo boy,
rather than
the emo
reset
why
mode,
don't
I
we
decided
boys.
to test this phase to see if I would have similar difficulties. In this phase, 5 noose enemies spawn in the alley, and then 6 more noose arrive in a helicopter. Yes, you heard me correctly, 6 are in a helicopter.
Man, speedrunners and people who try to
That
do
doesn't make
pacifist
any
runs of
fucking
violent
sense.
games.
Additionally, the front alley
They're, like,
spawns an infinite
so
supply of
dedicated.
police, with a maximum of 2 being alive at a time.
Yeah, you can use this one if I'm just really careful.
Bitches all over the place.
Alas, while I may have progressed to a different phase, my allies were still ill-equipped to take care of the enemies. At this point, I should explain the difference between the enemies in this mission. Standard police won't chase you, and will stay around assigned locations, the exception being the infinitely spawning police who are free to roam around. Noose, on the other hand, are like starved dogs that smell bacon. They will hunt you to the ends of the earth. I could be here for the next 6 hours, guys. Buckle in. Having no easy answers, I spent a lot of time just learning about the area and how the enemies functioned, as well as where I could trap my allies so that they could be protected, but also so they could attack the enemy. I wanted to definitively confirm who they could or could not kill. Oh. I discovered that oddly, the tow truck could actually be destroyed, but only after I had mission failed. So it was indestructible on my first attempt, but after failing, it became destructible. While this explosion could technically kill some police, it was impractical to use it to kill many of them. Regrettably, I also learned that Trevor could destroy the police cars as long as he hit one of my allies as well. What?!
Oh my
On
god.
rare occasions, Trevor would manage to kill a noose for some reason, but this wouldn't make him able to kill enough to get through.
Oh my god, they have a
True.
general spillover.
He just killed that guy? He did, he killed the guy. Huh.
That's awesome, I'm glad you found such a fun fandom server.
I couldn't
Freaking
get the
sped up
helicopter
noises.
because it was out of bounds. I was starting to lose all hope, so I meleeed 7 noose to move into Phase 3 to hopefully learn something useful. Phase 3 brings with it 2 more infinitely spawning police from the alley to match those from the front, 2 more police on foot, and 2 more police in a car.
More cops coming from the front now. Leave them to me, alright?
Sadly, nothing significant changed in Phase 3, so I had the same issues. Left with no other choice, I meleeed 3 police at the front to move into Phase 4. In Phase 4, 3 snipers spawn on the far buildings, while the 2 police in both of the alleys will still spawn infinitely.
LSPD sniper team on the roof opposite you, just to the right. You gotta take them out, T.
It turned out that the only way to physically reach these snipers was to go out of bounds, which of course I could not do. This was devastating because it seemed
Aw,
as though
nice.
I would be needing to melee a great deal of enemies, but also shooting these snipers
Sounds like
as
a
well.
cool bunch of people.
No! But this thankfully led to a breakthrough. I discovered that switching back to a character within bounds reset the out of bounds timer. This meant I could go anywhere in the world as long as I switched to an inbound character before I was controlling a character out of bounds for more than 10 seconds. I decided to go get my getaway car and bring it back in bounds to see if my allies could blow it up or whether it would be the same as the police cars from Phase 1. Shoot. Yes. Okay. This meant I could
Posture
potentially
check.
go get a bunch of vehicles and set them up as traps.
Reminder there.
Setting up traps isn't really in the spirit of this challenge.
Posture, stretch, hydration, save your progress, eat a snacko. etc.
Oh my god, no, it's despawning the cars! While it was never going to work, I decided to try and respray a car to lose the cops, but it turns out that you can't respray and get out of the mechanics within 10 seconds. No! It was clearly time to go visit my friends at the military base. It took me 7 minutes of swapping characters to get this far. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No! How do I do these things, chat? How? No! And why did this have to happen here, where there's no cars? Oh, no!
One eternity later.
I bet.
Okay, do I want a jet? At least I got a car. That's something. No! You put down one car!
No! Go drink some water. Or I don't know, make some tea or something.
No! I just don't want to risk it. Fuck!
If you have an orange or something around, you can eat an orange. I don't know.
Oh no! I think you can understand that I didn't want to waste 20 minutes switching between characters again. So, I used my modded game version and found that, while the buzzard wouldn't be used by my allies, they would use a tank to take out the enemies. Finally, true progress. But holy hell, getting to the military base while switching backwards and forwards in less than 10-second increments, it takes like 10 minutes, and that's just to get there, let alone coming back with a tank.
If I paint the ground
It
here,
turns out you can call
this one will be almost finished.
taxis during the shootout. It oddly takes a minute and a half for it to spawn, but it's better than nothing. Oh, there's a cab! What the
put my
fuck?
brown paint away.
There's a cab!
Fall back! We'll never get out of here! We got a whole position! We ain't gonna clear the area! You underestimate my power!
It'll take off every time I switch. Catch it. Wait a second, what the fuck am I doing? I'm so fucking dumb. So fucking dumb. I know, fucking I killed a person, fuck!
See. What are you doing? Hold up.
Huh?
Uh-oh. Yeah, is there anything I can take off this table? I need that, need that. I guess I could put my 2 jars of gummies away for now. Oh my god, these grape things. These like sour grape, they're so freaking good. Okay, and I'm eating that.
Oh, this is so
That's
painful.
a whole different thing.
You're fucking kidding me!
Eating that, eating these.
God.
Why is he torturing himself like this?
Nice.
Well, just to see if he can, I guess.
I'm definitely gonna be over switching. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Going uphill sucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're almost done with the uphill part, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Aw.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sweating. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, yesterday in one of my group chats we were
3, 4, 5.
we were playing with Crayon or Dolly or whatever it's called.
It took 20 minutes
The
to
AI
go
image
through
generator
to acquire the tank.
that generates
You might
images
wonder
from
why
prompts.
Sultan didn't just drive himself
And we were
back.
just coming up with the most
answer
cursed
is that
stuff
my
we possibly
allies'
could
AI only
and
includes
sending it to each other.
close enough to hostile enemies. So when I get the tank reasonably
And I
close
was
to the
like,
inbound
I feel
area,
real sorry for
it's over.
anyone who sees like the freaking 80 notifications on their phone from this one channel. Specifically the content warning gore channel. And it's like, what is
Almost
going
close
on
up
up there?
immediately. Thank you. He's out of fucking control. What if he hits Trevor? I can't switch to Trevor because he's firing. Now I am certain
I will
you
make
can
that
see
one
what happened there, so let
green,
me rewind.
actually.
While I was driving the tank back here, I took a break to move one of the cars to block in Michael. My goal was to prevent the noose from easily attacking him, but this same car ended up exploding and its fiery wreckage fell on Trevor and killed him.
Whoops.
I want you to keep in mind that each time I got a new tank, it would take 20 minutes, and a significant portion of that was counting to Ace over and over, which, trust me, makes it feel like a lot more than 20 minutes.
Just gets up like, man, what the hell is going on?
It was clear that I needed to find a way to get a tank closer, or I would go more insane. Using mods, I tested storing a tank as my getaway car, which didn't work, and storing it at Floyd's house.
Then someone just like wake up, look at the notice, and post in one of the generals, go to bed, everyone, and then
I mean, that's one way to get out. So I now knew I could store a tank at Floyd's. I just needed to load my save, and before I start the mission, steal a tank and store it without using mods or killing anyone. You know
pop
me,
in a
I
general.
like to
Y'all
try.
need help, and that's
crap.
it.
Evasive maneuvers. Oh, 2 tanks? That's not good. 2 is more than I need. There's 3 tanks! Dang it. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. No! Cool. Oh, more tanks are coming. Oh god. There's too many tanks! Running out. We need to get the last one.
Oh jeez.
No!
Wild times in the group chat. Wild times in the fan chat, I should say.
Stop it! Oh god damn it! Really damaged himself.
Oh my god, this guy.
Getting away. Please stop running away from me. Uh-oh.
Like, stop running away. It's not like I'm gonna kill you.
Dang it.
I'm gonna go through some elaborate game mechanic nonsense to get something else to kill you. Come over here.
Just hit me that tiny amount. Frankly, less than stellar results. Fun fact for anyone who doesn't watch my Facts and Glitches series, many missions don't allow you to get a wanted level in certain sections.
This guy
One
almost
such
sounds like
mission is the
Zape
side mission target practice.
Hey, we're here. Hey, bud.
By starting
Damn it,
this
Jerry,
side
stop
mission, I
dying.
can go to the military base and get a tank without resistance. Howdy, friend. So that should have been the end of it, but I accidentally killed someone, so I had to do it again. Oh no!
Oh no!
To speed things along, I set up a glitch to warp the tank to my garage when I drove it. I won't bother covering it here, but if you want to know more details, it's in Facts and Glitches 17.
Hey, bud.
Ta-da! So now all I had to do was store the vehicle at Floyd's, and I would then have a closer tank to use in the mission. Oh. Okay. Let's try again. I mean, it'll be fine. With the tank now stored, the setup time for each attempt was 11 minutes. Still a long time, but certainly improvements.
I hope you can start a trend going. The Why Don't We Boys, but in like different aesthetics.
My goal now was to keep moving Franklin away from
You got
any
sort of modern emo
so
look.
he doesn't kill himself by shooting
As
them.
an elder emo, it's definitely more modern than how it was back in my day.
Oh, Franklin's leaving. Oh god. Bye, Franklin.
Make them all cottagecore next or something.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And make
5.
them all Victorian Gothic. Steampunk them up.
Oh crap. Oh crap.
Turn them all into pirates. Turn them all into robots.
Having successfully cleared until phase 4, I had to hope that Franklin could take care of the snipers on his own. No! Well, that didn't take him very long.
Oh man.
Really, Franklin couldn't be trusted to take care of the snipers, so, as I was now able to move characters up there, I tested to see if Michael and Trevor would kill them. He just fell off the roof. You know shit. And so that ended the first day, with the last development being that I recalled that I could blow myself off buildings with Trevor rather than parachuting down. Remember that normally Trevor's power cannot be activated while ragdolling. Believing that one of my allies in a tank couldn't deal with the snipers, I decided to try and use a jet instead. Stop shooting me. I hate this game. I hate this game. Obviously, I was still taxiing to the military.
You brought it on yourself,
taking
dude.
the jet back was far faster than taking the tank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, thanks. Ah, it's hot. Ah,
Okay.
Oh.
bit oily, but yeah, it is hot. I was like, hey, Cookie, you said it was hot, but oh, it is.
Unfortunately, the jet isn't as strong.
It smells really nice.
It's,
It makes a
I
huge
use
loop
some
before
crunchy
firing.
peanut butter.
Worse,
Ooh.
sometimes it
It's
doesn't
half
fire
smooth,
or
half
it can
crunchy,
miss,
so-
or it
and the
might just
crunchy
be
one was,
the
like, really
infamous
oily.
spawning enemies. Its
So
ability
that's
to
why the
clear each phase was therefore quite
Also, I
limited.
accidentally used twice the amount of
This
sugar I was
might
supposed to.
Whoops.
Because it was half a cup, not a whole
long
cup.
time later,
Oh.
Michael was under
Well,
constant
confused
threat
between
of
another
death
recipe.
due to
That'll
the
probably
news
still be
that
really
had
good.
around him. I switched to Franklin and then back to Michael
It's
to heal
actually
him.
sweet, but it's so good.
Sadly, I was unaware that it takes a few seconds before Franklin's AI retakes control of the jets.
Give me some food.
No! Remember when I said for my allies' AI to take control they have to be within range of an aggressive enemy? Well, there's apparently a height requirement too. So you're not going to pull up in time? I do not have a girlfriend. Where would I meet a woman? It's like, oh my god, your skills at counting to 8 are so legendary, Darkfighter AU. Make all the ladies wet with my ability to count to 8 very, very well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hot.
Didn't hit anything. Because of how slow the jet was at dispatching the enemies, Michael and Trevor were constantly under threat from the noose that would inevitably seek them out. Managing Michael and Trevor so they didn't die was a constant battle throughout this mission. Ah, shit. After 10 long minutes,
like
I had my
that's
first,
looking-
but not my last,
Yeah.
experience with Franklin's AI failing. Fuck you, motherfucking bullshit garbage. My theory was that Franklin would sometimes do a loop so wide that he would move outside the range of aggressive enemies. His AI would thus disengage and would crash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fuck! Frustrated, I wanted to see what would happen if I taxied all the characters off the map. Unsurprisingly, this did nothing. All the cops are still there. Never saw these experts. Do you not watch Facts and Glitches, man? In my infinite wisdom, I thought, wait, so many wrongs have been caused by using a jet. 2 wrongs, of course, do make a right, as everyone knows, so why not just use 2 jets at once? Fucking brilliant. Alas, no matter what I did, I could not get a second jet to spawn.
I don't have any siblings, but I've definitely had friends who would sell their siblings in a heartbeat for one corn chip.
He was just a distraction that could possibly die. So I
As long
decided
as I
to
literally
move him
oh
away
yeah, I
and
need the other
start
blue
every
real quick.
attempt so that he could no longer be killed. Devin Weston, baby.
Baby.
How you doing, buddy? As I no longer
How
had
you
Michael
doing?
to worry about, I put Franklin in a jet and begun to watch him carefully so that whenever his AI failed, I could take control and steer him back. This is gonna take a long time, a very long time, and I'm gonna suffer the entire time. No, no, Franklin, that's a bad Franklin. No! Okay, it seemed like too much of a pain in the ass to babysit Franklin for half an hour as he slowly clears the first 3 phases. I figured I would stick him in a tank, and then when I hit phase 4, I would put him in a jet so he could clear the snipers.
Okay, if I was this guy, I would definitely have to like
Bye, Franklin.
I don't know, listen to a podcast in the background or something, or just like put a bunch of music on or watch other videos, because just the death sound
No,
over and over again, or the mission failed sound,
Thank you.
I'd be freaking out.
Thank you. All I wanted was to at least get to phase 4 to spawn the snipers, but Franklin was always really keen to kill himself.
Damn it, Franklin.
No! Also, if you're curious, yes, at different points I tried each of the characters in the tank and jets. It all played out the same way. What was that? What the fuck was that? Not down there, Franklin. Due to these complications, I decided to get the jet early, not realizing I was taking a taxi that was already slightly out of bounds,
That was too
which
much.
of course started the out of bounds timer. Fuck! Things were looking bleak. How on earth could I prevent Franklin from either killing himself or going on little adventures to nowhere? I thankfully did find a solution. 2 bits of C4 on the tank would make it start leaking fuel. After a long wait, the tank would become immobile and thus would be a stationary turret. I also realized that moving Trevor out of his perch and across the road made it so he was far more protected. The noose would have to run further to reach him, and they wouldn't have the cover that they normally would have on the side of the building. Moreover, the noose would be easy to kill for the stationary tank out front. Here's the question, will he be able to get the snipers? So snipers are here now. Here's the moment of truth. Will he actually hit the snipers? I'm invulnerable right now, so... Oh, you got one! Hooray! He does it! Woo! Hypothetically, dealing with phase 4 would lead into phase 5, where 2 police on foot and 2 police in a car spawn. Thankfully, the infinite cops stopped spawning as well. Should one of these enemies die and there not be too many enemies from previous scenes still alive, a helicopter will spawn. If the helicopter dies, any enemies still left on the map will charge out of cover. Lastly, if there are 3 or less enemies left on the map as a whole, the shootout ends and we win. Prior to finishing up for the second day, I determined that the flashing red on the character swap wheel means nothing in this mission, so I don't have to fear ignoring it.
Cute blind box figures. Wondering how to add
To
the.
put the tank so that while stationary, it could deal with the enemies from all the phases, and I settled on this location. Also,
Ooh,
to
fuck
assist the tank in Phase 5, I decided to move some of the cars from Phase 1 into the alley, to inspire the police to move up and take cover on them so they were easier to hit. Honestly, it was overkill using all 4 cars, and it
Man,
was
this
also
guy's
me
not
dying
playing
a lot
GTA, he's
second.
playing like 5D chess.
No,
I want to see one of these, trying to pacifist so-and-so violent games, but instead of actually
No!
playing through the game as it is, they, like, go into the game's files and make an
Focus on
entire
the
mod where it
fuck,
adds a different
okay.
story options and different dialogue to every single
Hey,
interaction.
hit me, dude!
Actually make it pacifist route.
Fuck. Please don't die, I'm gonna die. No! No! Don't! I didn't die.
Yeah, I bet everyone's
Having
pinging
downloaded
constantly, that would be
fairly
super annoying.
reliably steal the cop cars, it was time to put my plan into action. Step 1. Trap Franklin so I can safely switch to him during the setup without him killing someone when I take control. Step 2. Taxi Michael somewhere random.
Okay.
Step 3. Move Trevor to where the snipers will spawn. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Step 4. Use Franklin to move the police cars into a wall formation in the alley. Step 5. Get the tank.
You can't tell me people don't want to work when there's people like this in the world.
6, 7, 8, 9.
This guy's working on something that doesn't even need to be worked
Step
on.
6, drain the fuel from the tank.
He's putting like all his energy into it. People love working, you just gotta give them something they really like to work on.
Step 7. Get in the tank and switch to Trevor. Completing these 7 steps takes on average 15 minutes, and this does not include any time spent on failed attempts. Franklin easily takes care of Phase 1, 2, and 3, as he is either directly where the enemies spawn, or the enemies are attracted to him. Phase 4 is a different story. Yes. Whew. Got no power left, but I'm pretty sure Trevor just naturally recovers power. I got one more snap to go. What? No! I was out of bounds!
No!
Oh, fuck! Oh, that's so painful!
Ow.
I feel my brevity may be undercutting the weight of these mission fails. Each fail represented a ballpark of 20 minutes to half an hour of time, and this is after doing this for countless hours over multiple days. I'm gonna take a shortcut. Wish I hadn't taken this shortcut. Are you kidding? Are you fucking... You are insane! There is no way! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is this guy for real?
It's like pinging isn't necessarily annoying. Just like if someone does it like every single
Additional damage to the tank
message,
took
it's
was
like,
dangerous because
okay.
after being hit by 2C4, it didn't have a great deal of durability left. fucking damn it! Not what I wanted to do. Oh god damn it! My darling, I can't get enough of your love, babe. I don't know why. Can't get, I don't. Gonna get shot, gonna get fucked. No! Doing good, haven't seen a prologue in a while. I miss prologue so fucking much. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have never counted too slow before. I've done this for dozens of hours. I've never counted too slow, and I finally counted too slow. All these people in chat like, Matt, you count too fast. Now you know why. I got one sniper. Oh no! What have you done? No, The tank clearly had issues being at the right angle to hit everything and was constantly distracted by the infinitely spawning enemies, which was especially bad because if it didn't take out the enemies fast enough, it would die. Each attempt I put the tank in a
So that's not what I'm supposed to be working on, but I made too much paint again. Because I wanted just a slightly darker version of the light blue paint I got, so I mixed it with the regular blue, and then the light blue went blah blah blah.
To reduce damage to the tank. One possible source of damage was Franklin's
and I was like,
engaging when
hey, what if I use the extra paint
helicopters would spawn
on this really cute little blind box figure that I was going to paint on anyway?
Potentially leading to damage.
And I'm very delicately painting its hoodie.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Because I think a contrasting hoodie would be really cute, and it kinda is. Since more coats.
Attempting to take alternate routes back to avoid this had minimal impact, but one source of damage I could do something about was the police while I was draining the fuel. By not sitting on the tank as I had been previously, the police would not target the tank. Oh god. He's on fire. So here's the plan. I'm gonna try with the jet.
No! God, please, no! No!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
No!
6, 7, 8. Out of fear of being hit by Franklin's missiles as he targeted the snipers, I decided to knock myself down. Like, Franklin's AI is just gonna fuck eventually, and because I don't have the high ground to watch him.
Well, then you are lost!
But sometimes failure comes in unexpected ways. I'm dying. Franklin. It's a bit far away. Oh. I begun to rethink whether it made sense to steal the cop cars at the beginning of the setup. Wow! I had full armor. Wow! Because I was stealing all the cop cars, the police had no cover, so they would shoot my tank a lot when I first arrived. By only stealing one cop car at the start instead of 4, this would stop. I could also still block in Franklin at the start, help move the enemies forward for phase 5 in the alley, and clear a spot for my tank to sit. In a just world, this video would end with this attempt, but alas, we can't always get what we want. Oh, you got him! You got him! I think you got 2 of them. So you got 1 left, the one on me. You got him! You got them all! As long as you can shoot those guys at the car over there, we're golden. Come to me. Yes. Oh! He can't hit them, see? Getting nowhere, I decided to trap Trevor and move Michael into a jet to take out the enemy. I hate this. You might be justifiably confused. So, on this particular attempt, in order to save time, I just ran Michael away rather than taxiing him away. I just moved him far enough so that he wouldn't run back, but I didn't consider that one of the noose enemies may have been drawn to the station. I got a kill, so I had to start again.
So we really finna do this shit.
In this attempt, I forgot to move Trevor out of his perch and instead just went to get the tank with Franklin. So, my allies were far from reliable in their shooting, but Trevor was certainly the worst. While up in his perch, he was literally incapable of hitting anyone with rockets. How could Trevor kill me? He's on the other side of the thing. Did I not move Trevor? Phases 1, 2, and 3 always succeed in the same way, so I will just focus for the rest of this video on phases 4 and 5. He's aiming up here. You got one? So you got the highest one. Oh, you got him. Oh, so close. See, it's hitting him. Oh, yes, I'm at a bounce. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Oh. Okay. See, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys. So one's moving, one's coming. He's right there. Franklin doesn't seem to want to shoot him. I'll have to get the jet.
Oh, yeah, he wants to go to the lake at like 8 AM or something.
5, 6, 7.
Yeah, I don't fucking know why it's gotta be that early.
I'm falling asleep at like 5 AM.
Do you want some melatonin or like...
Oh, they're moving close now for some reason.
Oh wait, that made you pass out real bad that one time.
Definitely spawning
Yeah.
enemies that got stuck somewhere. Killing him wouldn't spawn the helicopter or progress me, but he was a threat to Trevor. This policeman unfortunately...
Come in to hook up DDR and you can like dance yourself out and get super tired.
Where is he?
I can just like go to bed now and like put on some night rail.
Oh yeah. Like what time is it? Oh, okay, it's like 10.
What?
So yeah, I started streaming a little bit early because I was like, well, I'd like to go to bed maybe around midnight, like 12.
Ah, yes. Okay. On very rare occasions, a vehicle or two would spawn on the road, so I decided, now being in phase 5, to try to use one to help kill enough people so that the helicopter would spawn. Who is this guy here? There he is. Like this guy I should be able to bait out of here. Watch Franklin hit me. Ah! I fucking knew it! You believe I don't. I think I'll be doing this forever, and I will never succeed. I am what is known as, in the French, an unlucky motherfucker. I could be a Super Mario speedrunner,
Yeah, I like that.
I don't have to be this way, man. I could be listening to Wahoo! Yaha! It's a me, Mario! Instead of, it's getting messy. You better stay out of the line of fire. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are you for real?
Heck.
Well, looks like this attempt is dead. It's weird. I get those comments sometimes. It's like, what, you play the same game every day for a job? That's just stupid. I'm like, that's like every job, my dude. At least I enjoy my job. At least I get to play a game that I enjoy.
Right.
Could be worse though, guys. I could play GTA online for a living. Suckers. Oh! I took on my power a frame too early. My god, you're still here. Why am I still here?
I guess if you're someone who specializes as a certain game streamer,
That's bad. I'll die up here now.
You gotta like branch out and find crazy things to do. Keep viewers interested.
1, 2,
Find new stuff to do with the game.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No! I was 1 frame away. I thought I was.
I keep thinking it'd be nice to make some cash from Twitch, but also I
This is the
wanna
one, you can feel it. I have absolutely no
I need to
confidence
figure
that
out
this will succeed.
how to put up as many signs as possible that say please do not subscribe to me.
What? They actually shot the C4 in my hand. How do you trip an alarm? It doesn't even have feet. While previously I dismissed it as
Pallet's
I didn't
turning
think
into
there
an
was
Earth thing by
a sufficient
itself.
solution, it was possible that sometimes a stray shot would manage to light the fuel that was under the tank, resulting in the tank exploding. It's the only explanation I could think of as to why the tank would sometimes die very early. Why did it explode? With the goal of fixing this, once everything was set up, I decided to switch to Michael in the hope that swapping so far away would despawn the fuel.
Yeah, it's crazy that the game is like so in depth that you can like. Why is Bubbles? Heck, man, freaking. Anyway, it's wild that there are games so advanced that they can actually
Got
like
2 of the snipers!
make it so that hitting the tank under the thing is like even
One guy's coming.
possible.
He's on the exact corner. One guy's moving. He's moved forward. Moving close to him is the best way to manipulate him, but I could get hit by the rocket. He's moved forward more. He's coming.
Okay, I need to put another
Is it
coat
good?
on that soon.
Yes! Yes! We haven't been this close in a long time. Oh. See, they're moving up. They're moving up. That's 2. We succeeded! Because it's the checkpoint! There's nothing that I can do now to fail! We did it! It took like 33 hours!
Jesus Christ!
Here! Oh! I'm just so happy.
You did it, man. Good job.
I just don't understand. So in the time it took me to drive up the street, Michael has somehow teleported himself across the map and into a new set of clothes. Why the hell did I need to get myself a getaway car when both Trevor and Michael could leave the scene without one with no difficulty?
Oh, shit.
Devin West.
You might wonder what this is because it's never mentioned explicitly. Unless you were paying real close attention, you would have missed Michael taking these investment bonds from the back of the truck. I guess Rockstar figured a heist for Jules and then a nuke was so overwhelming for their player base that they needed to calm us down and just have us steal a piece of paper.
Yeah, and I'm telling you that I don't give a flying fuck.
And so that's it for the video. Thank you for watching, especially getting to the end of such a long one.
Oh my
I
god.
conveyed well my joy at this result because I couldn't be happier with it. No kills on Blitzplay is honestly not what I expected. What was less enjoyable though was the 100 hours I spent editing this. So if you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate if you press like and perhaps even shared it around a bit. Also, be sure to check out my
You got
Facts
it,
and
buddy.
Geekers series. I'll have some new episodes for that soon, as well as my giveaway link, which is always updated to any giveaway I have going on in the description and the pinned comments. All the best and thank you for the support as always.
that was absurd. I'm not sure what was the video. I could stay on for like 40 more minutes more, I think. But don't worry, I am enough snack for everyone. Okay. Tell us what they've been going over. Is it the Zach Sang show?
There is a moment where I've never said this, but for the sake of my mental health, I said, guys, I love you all, but I think I have to leave. What's up? It's White Homie.
What's up?
We're here at the Zach Sang Show, and we're here to talk about everything that has been going on in our lives lately. Yeah, it's gonna be super
The
deep.
industry, music, everything.
Yeah,
Tune in. It's crazy.
enjoy.
Let's do this.
Hello, beautiful human. Hi, I'm Zach. That's Dan, and we welcome to the studio. Back here, feeling good. The energy is different today than it's ever been.
Really?
Yeah, why don't we's here?
We're happy to be here.
Zach and Dan are here.
Oh, y'all are welcome.
Oh wait, Zach and Dan are also
I was
here.
like,
Zach and two Dans. That's crazy.
Yo, correct me if I'm wrong, your aesthetic today is different than it's ever been, just in terms of fashion, right? Or am I blind?
we have aged quite a bit.
Yeah, I would say so.
It's like fine wine.
Cool.
The fits follow. Yeah.
But the truth is, fashion is attached to one's identity, right?
Oh, 1,000.
Big time.
Yeah.
So what's
Okay, yeah.
different today than before? What happens in life that allows you to, I don't know, dress a little bit more hipper, freer, cooler, maybe more attached to who you are?
I feel like honestly, just growing up for us has been a thing, and I just like style more now. I feel like before I didn't care as much about it, and maybe it's just living in LA.
Yeah.
I feel like that could be part of it.
There's
But
so
I
many-
like it.
Yeah,
I also
there's-
think just being on tour, you just have to see showcase all of your
Fair.
favorite T-shirts and jeans or whatever in there. So it's just like you're recycling a lot of the same stuff. And then you've been in LA now for 2 years.
Oh, my closet is a wreck. It's absolute wreck.
Like so
I
many
just,
clothes.
yeah, just too many. Too many. And I go through
The
and I'm like a
worst.
hoarder. I can't figure out what I should get rid of and what I shouldn't. It's like there's a lot of
First
dope
world
stuff in
problem.
there. But I'm going through and I'm like, well, I haven't worn this in a year, but it's dope. I can't get rid of this.
Yeah, and you never know when you're gonna need
The
it.
dress
Right.
is so tough.
I
man.
got rid of 10 trash bags full of just shirts. And my closet still has.
What about all your
Oh.
shoes, though, bro?
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I wear
Yeah, like-
kind of this outfit every day for me.
What-
But it's
Nah, I've never seen that jacket.
the jacket's new, but I
Jacket
actually
was good.
thrifted this. Guess how much it was?
$3.
10. $10. What? $10?
10 for
I
the
got
genuine
it.
leather?
Yeah, that's good for genuine leather.
Do you all still own your matching tuxedos, or do we burn them?
They don't fit.
If I tried to put that on now.
Yeah, what would happen?
Dude, I would have kept it when it was Velcro.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Oh, because it's a quick
Because we had
change.
to quick change it, so it was like there's no that would be weird.
We
to
should
wear.
have put a video out of us actually taking those off because it would be maybe not. But it was like boom, like like the movies when the superheroes like that's what it was like.
When I bring up those tuxedos in that matching era, does anything come to mind? Like, what do you think of today?
I always think of the one time we played in Stockholm. No, not Stockholm. We played in Scotland, and we wore kilts on stage. And like our top halves were tuxedos, and our bottom halves were the kilts.
There's some good times and some bad ones in that time. And I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
It was an era.
It's definitely an era.
An era of what? Figuring out who you are? An era of knowledge? An era of combination of both?
An era of learning.
Sadness?
Definitely an era of learning. I think an era of bonding for the band, big time. But I think it was also an era of like figuring out what this music business really is. I think that was new for us. Like, just everything, we were feeling the time. We didn't. It was all new for us, and I feel like now the difference is we know just about everything about how all this works. So it was like equally so fun and equally like so much.
Yeah.
Because you were thrust into a lot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And did you feel like when you started, you had an idea of what it would take to become a real, legitimate musical operation?
I had an idea, but it was not.
I don't think you
not,
ever
not
really-
the real idea.
Yeah, it wasn't
No, so much.
And even like I genuinely don't think any artist really knows how to become an artist, and I think that's what's so cool about it. I was like, I hate when people are like, there's a formula to being like a star or like having a hit. It's like,
God
nobody knows.
damn it.
You just the best thing you can do is be authentic and be yourself.
When
And I
it
think-
happens, everyone takes credit for it.
Oh yeah,
It's
true.
funny.
I called that hit. You're like,
Did you?
so I don't know, but I feel like the best thing about us is that we fully dove into like, who are we? Like really, who are we? As like people, and I feel like our biggest intention making is being like, let's just be us to everyone.
Do you feel like you started this journey asking the question, who is Why Don't We?
No, we were being told who I don't know.
Yeah.
1000%.
Yeah. It was interesting. It was like a mix of like us being just like young and naive, and like also trusting the industry to to give us the dreams that had been promised to us.
Yeah, a lot of
And also just like a mix of kind of going back to like kind of what they said, just like learning about the industry itself. Like it's a weird industry, man. It's a very weird. It's a very unconventional industry. Like there's just a lot of ins and outs and loopholes and
When people say,
Yeah.
like, yo, music industry's pretty hard, I didn't realize it was actually.
yeah.
This
And I honestly,
Yeah.
like, it's funny too, because, we talk to other artists in sort of a similar boat as us, like, success-wise, and, just, like, work-wise, and, like, we would explain our situation, and at one point it was like, I don't think this is even normal for most artists.
Yeah.
So,
But it was all we knew.
yeah,
Yeah,
it,
so
it was
that's-
all we
so it's
knew,
like-
and again, like,
like-
what I love now is, like, when you fight, I mean, we're honestly still fighting a lot of battles, but, like, when you get in the trenches like that, you learn everything. You learn, like, when you go up against somebody like that, you learn how to deal with anybody. So, like, the flip side of that is, like, you can't come at us anymore, you know.
Yeah.
But that being said,
Even being in the trenches and being in the fight teaches you things, you learn things, and it's like, okay, like, what's next?
What's kind of ironic about that is I think that's what brought us so close. The five of us. It's like, like we had no other choice but just to be each other's best friends and support systems. So like the bond you see between the five of us is so real, and I think that's what's so like
bros for life
and likable about who we are as a band. Like it's like we're just actually friends, but it's funny that like a lot of that friendship was rooted in something that a lot of people don't know about.
Which, to broadly define it, would you call it trauma?
Yes.
I said this yesterday.
For sure.
We were at lunch yesterday. Also, disclaimer, like, this is the first time I've talked about this to anybody with a mic, and it's just like so crazy. Like,
It's weird.
but that being said, yesterday it was funny. We were all just at lunch, and I literally said that. I was like, I think we trauma bonded as kids, and yeah, it's just been like very interesting to like these last couple of years like figure out the other ways that we've gotten along besides just like the trauma, you know what I mean? And like actually enjoying each other's company past just like we're gonna get through this together. It's been like nice in one way and just like weird in another. Like, that was like really what sparked a bond, you know?
Because you had each other, only each other. It must have felt like that.
No, that's exactly what it was. Yeah, we had no friends.
We weren't allowed to go anywhere.
We didn't really leave.
Yeesh.
Do you remember the
Yeah, they were treating them like
realized
K-pop
all you
stars.
had was the people sitting in this little group right here?
There was a moment pretty early on. It was like I don't know, you know. There was a
You
lot
can
of
edit it out if you need.
Yeah.
There was a moment where I've never said this, but for the sake of my mental health, I said, guys, I love you all, but I think I have to leave. And they all literally with open arms brought me in and were like, we get it, and like it might be the best for all of us. And this was like first, second year of being a band.
That's hard to hear, right?
Yeah, this is 20.
Yeah,
Well, because it's silly and hard to hear.
The hardest
It was
thing is
just that bad.
that we were thinking like that when we're doing, you know, what we love.
Yeah.
Like, this was our dream. So
It
it's
was
the
crazy
hardest
too
thing.
because I remember
Yeah, man.
that morning I woke up and told said guy, hey, I'm enough of the shit, I'm leaving. And like that, we gotta leave the house that we weren't allowed to leave. And everything changed that day. And I think that was the day that sparked in our heads like that we had some worth because for a while it genuinely didn't feel like that's what was so crazy for us is it always felt like we were like filling the shell of like what an artist should be. You know, we were like, are we real artists? Like it was like genuinely like a question that was so tough for us to answer. And I think
and
that
putting
day
that trust in someone. It wasn't even really. It was just like if we show up and do what we're supposed to do every day.
Okay, there we go.
Like full robot mode, like the shit you read about, and you're like, that doesn't happen. Like fully was happening. And yeah, I think one day, I think that day actually was the day that I realized, and I think we all realized, like, okay, we have some power here. Because the second this almost went away, everything changed. You know.
You could try
I
it.
literally didn't even tell my parents about any of this.
I did it.
For that reason of just I didn't want to lose it at the same time.
This one turned out a bit hard, but I'm gonna try it in tape.
This is just what
Yeah,
everybody
the
has
first
to go
that's got a
through to
little
get
longer
to
than
start on this.
Yeah, this is like my one shot.
We were just kind of convinced that. And I was 15 at the time. So like,
I pulled them
I
out.
left my hometown and just, I just didn't know. I didn't know any better.
In your mind, there was some
You can never trust cookies.
I got distracted.
Oh,
Ah.
I know you guys.
Oh no.
I had like just told my mom
But
some of the details
they're alright.
a couple months ago, and like she was
I'll make
like
them the correct way.
astonished.
How hard is it to share?
I was like,
It's pretty.
I don't
It-
like to think
maybe
about
like-
it. Honestly.
My mom started
I don't
telling me
like-
every time.
That's what's crazy is I don't think even as a band we really brought it up and mentioned it after it happened because
They're pretty sweet.
we want to.
yeah.
How many years did it go on?
It was
It's-
like a full year.
It's it was like a full year while
Well, I mean,
of
this
the
is-
house.
Mm,
I
It's
think
still
that-
physical.
mm, mm, mm.
Like, this stuff, but it's been going on our entire careers up
the
until
abuse
like
hasn't stopped, and I
Yeah.
think it's been in different forms. And earlier on, it was a lot more real and very, involving our minds and bodies. And I think today it's like literally. And now we're adults and we have our own houses, and it's like we finally got the freedom to kind of live our own lives. And now still there's like the abuse on the side of just the we only type of mentality.
Yeah, it's like a battle of how long can we keep Fight Out under our thumb kind of thing.
And then we haven't been paid.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, crazy.
I want to get into.
We haven't been paid?
No. Since COVID. No. It's real, man. Like
It's like I need
And by the way, remember
man.
this.
I need to pay my taxes.
And by the way, you had you had a release over COVID, the good
Yeah.
times and the bad ones.
Yeah.
So
that honestly kept us for me, and I think the band it just like kept us going, honestly, and not even to be cliche and be like, but
My white
had
paint.
we not had the distraction of being like, there's hope that we can still come out with music.
Okay, the white hat guy.
Like, to me at that point it would have been like, what are we doing? Like we're here for the sake of music, and that's what's so sad to me about the whole thing is like, this is all encompassing the
What's
idea that we're doing
Discord
music.
kitten? Unless that was a typo.
It's such a like simple, sweet thing, to make music, and like such a gift, and just to like see the extent people go to get their hands on a literal gift God gave us is so sad, and like I don't know, not to sound like oh we're gifted, but like no, like cockiness aside, we're here to make music, and it's just like so unfair. I feel like that like people are trying so hard to make that so tough for us,
and have been. So your goal and your purpose is to make music, but for years you don't feel like you're actually artists. You said that. Why? Is that because you were made to feel like, even though you were working hard and your voices were on these records, they weren't yours?
Well, I mean, if you look at videos and stuff from way back when we were doing choreo and stuff, like, I mean, there's like a video from the Today Show where we all look like depressed and we're like trying to do this dance. And I mean, I don't know. It's like
I remember too.
interesting.
I think we were in Chicago when we started showing.
No, we're in Atlanta.
We were in Atlanta. Sean
This is
had a show.
July 28th.
He had a show.
Oh, rolls, yeah.
Day off, and we reached out and we're like, we'd love to come to the show, and he like.
At least he was willing to be like, hey guys, what do I do here?
Right behind front of house.
Dude, he treated us so well. And after, we got to talk to him, and I remember that was the first artist that like gave us true insight on just like how much control he had of his career, and it was so cool to hear because like at that point we had no say in just about anything, and even if we did, we were so brainwashed that we didn't have the confidence to stand up and say our idea was good. I mean, it was at the point where
Sean was the one. I remember we were like, we play instruments and all this stuff, and we want to like do that. And like he was like, you guys play instruments? Like I had no idea.
Well, also with songwriting too. Like at that point, like we wrote probably
most of the last
3-4 albums worth of music.
Yeah.
On the road. To this day, nobody's heard, and hopefully we can get out eventually. But this is all happening behind the actual music coming out, which we still love. And like, at the end of the day, all the music that we came out with, like, we wouldn't record a song we didn't love. But like, there was that side.
Yeah, I know some people use light mode because it helps them see better or something, which I will never understand, but
so low that there was
I don't know, I guess people got different eyes.
Am I gifted? Like, am I? Do I sing okay? Do I actually know how to write? Like, all these thoughts, and I remember when we talked to Sean, he was like, when I talk to my manager, like, he might butt heads, but he always takes my side at the end of the day. And like, I got chills, and I was like, dude, I would kill for that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that just and to see like the confidence in his eyes where he was like, and like, when I know a hit's a hit, I know it's a hit, and like people trust me on that. And I was like, I remember Big Plans was the first song that we heard. It was right after the whole Sean thing. You're walking out with a different, the little puff chest of like, maybe we do know. And I remember we heard Big Plans. It was an A&R song, and someone brought brought it to us, like someone on our team, and there was some friends of ours, Jake Corey, who's the other writer on it? Jake and
Earwolf produced it.
Earwolf produced it. One other dude, he's so cool, and I feel so bad not mentioning his name, but maybe we'll get it after this, right? But we heard Big Plans, and we were like, this song is so good, and like we wanted to put it out so bad. And I remember we got on a call with said guy, and we're like, hey, this song is a smash, and he fully shut it down.
Yeah, he was like,
said it was the worst song we'd ever released, and we put it out. It got no support on his end, nothing, which basically means we put it out like you would if you.
Yeah, it's like bright white screens, just hurts.
Organically, straight off of just it being a good song. It's our second biggest song behind 8 letters.
Yeah, it's
just
a
like-
great
it's just
record.
like-
And by the way, anybody with ears would have told you that song.
And then thank you. And then from then, I think the confidence built, and you just start honestly like growing up too.
Yeah.
You know, we started adulting, and we were like, it was just crazy. We were in a bubble, you know, and like the further down the rabbit hole we got, it felt like the bigger the bubble got. And we heard this from Sean, and then we had a talk with Lauv at one point, and he was like, this is how I release music, and this is how I'm treated by my management. And we were just like, oh, okay, like it's just like one thing after another. There are these like breadcrumbs of like, wow, this is not normal.
Yeah,
And in the meantime, we're playing like, you know, between 5,000 and 10,000 people a night around the country.
Yeah.
So it's like this. It was just this weird contrast of like things are happening, but like things are not right.
Hydration check, posture check, out,
Yeah.
Chris.
but we were
Yeah,
we were through it all.
we were actually the only thing good at.
I actually got like a short massage today.
Right? Because collectively,
I think it did a little bit, but
keep this as a secret from your parents for the most part.
Yeah.
I need like a really in-depth one.
That must be hard too.
I'll go to a sauna.
But you know,
the house.
We're going to a place with hot springs tomorrow. Maybe I'll go to the hot springs.
It's funny too. At the time, we weren't even making enough to buy a plane ticket. I called my mom. And asked her, could you buy me a plane ticket? I said, could you buy me a plane ticket so that I could go home? When I asked her, like, when I told the guys I need to leave for my own, you know, health.
When was that?
Oh man, it was like first year.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy because like we were so in it that like there was no way we could like let anybody know about that, you know. And so like the next day it was like, you know, we're good, and it just like it's crazy looking back because like we were robots, man, like for real.
Bro,
you know,
and the
like
weird thing is,
it's just
I-
crazy being that person you've read about and being like, oh whoa, we actually like.
I partly was convinced, like, wait, no, we do have it pretty nice here. Like, we were in Beverly Hills at this amazing, beautiful house at the top of the hills, but then, like, it was also this kind of terrible
insanity.
situation.
Tourism?
How would you describe
And it was like,
the living situation?
That okay. So
Our-
the house was like the best on earth.
I've been there once.
yeah.
Yeah, but it was
When you
Yeah.
were smashing cups.
Beautiful
Oh,
property.
you were there!
beautiful house. Oh yeah.
Oh,
But you
that's
know,
crazy.
But we
Crazy
shared
part.
2 bedrooms.
Me,
Is that-
me and Daniel were the quote-unquote cleanest out of the group.
Which
to this day, still.
Okay, okay. The three of us, the reason we weren't the cleanest at the time was because we were crammed in this little bedroom.
One person bed.
We were sharing a bed. Corbin was on an air mattress.
The bedroom
next to
was
us.
smaller than
And,
Oh,
the
God.
lobby,
and literally,
the
to give you
lobby.
context, like we were in a
A mansion.
mansion.
There's
Yeah.
enough room for you probably to have all your own separate rooms.
Yeah, but we weren't allowed upstairs.
What were the other bedrooms?
Not allowed upstairs?
Open.
Nothing at all.
Like fucking little kids? What the hell?
But the other bedrooms,
No,
they
we
were
weren't.
upstairs. So like
We didn't have enough money if we wanted to.
we couldn't go.
No, we
upstairs.
couldn't go upstairs.
So yeah, that was the thing. We were living there for free. Well, I guess
Well,
under.
you weren't because somebody. Why don't we was making money and
Yeah.
somebody was making the money from you
Yeah.
guys
Yes,
and probably paying for the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So you
yeah.
were really
very
paying for the house.
Yeah.
And,
See,
uh,
that's also messed
but
up because
yeah.
like we
For-
don't
for
like
a year-
entirely know.
no.
For a year, I slept
Still.
with this girl. Literally in the
Yeah,
same
they
bed.
shared. They shared a bed.
Just take that little sentence and clip that. For sure. Just clip that.
So let me bring some clarity here. So Who is sharing a bed with one another? Raise your hand.
Zach and Jonah. And then I was on an air mattress right next to the bed.
Yeah.
Dude, and that air mattress was ass.
It was horrible, man. It was horrible.
I remember every morning I'd wake up and go to his room and be like,
No, he would be on the ground by the morning.
no, literally, bro, it was so bad.
It would always deflate. I was like, why?
And what's crazy too is like nobody knew about this outside of the people in the house.
So internal, very heavily.
Dude, like to the point where like, you know, like at the time we were in cahoots with like Logan Paul, and like I remember like to this day I don't know if Logan was like aware. Like I'd be curious to hear what he, but like
We gotta talk.
honestly like he would come in and like that was the one day like food would be out on the table and like the doors were all open and like you know like
Because
so,
somebody
like,
was coming over.
yeah, and I remember like one day Jay Alvarez came over and like he was like, dude, you guys have it so good, and we were like, literally like, and like what could we say? Like it was pretty bizarre. And that's what's crazy is you knew he was aware of how psychotic it was by showing.
We wouldn't really eat.
You know what the hell?
But
We couldn't go in
said
the fridge.
person,
I mean, it
said
was like-
person would kind of reward us at
With
the end of the
food.
day if we worked really hard with food.
Yeah.
What
Which
the
was
fuck?
absolutely just.
It was like
and
the
now
big
that I look
reward.
back at that, at the time.
Was this on a daily? Like, would you go all day without eating?
Yeah, every
We
day.
would. I mean, like we would.
We get a waffle.
Eggo waffle.
And then
Jesus.
syrup to share. Oh yeah, no. We couldn't put on our own
I
syrup.
can't make this up. I can't make this up. I
What?
can't make this up. I had my Eggo waffle, and I went to put it in the toaster, and I got absolutely. I got chewed out.
Oh yeah, we had
Oh my
I
god.
didn't wait for him to put it in the toaster. I mean, like that's the level of detail.
What?
This
the
was
first
at.
few
Like,
months we
What the
weren't
fuck?
allowed to get our own water fountain.
What?
Yeah.
It was bizarre.
Yeah, we had a pass.
What the
Keep
hell?
in mind, a couple of us are like just turned 18.
Oh,
so like
Zach
so
was.
I was 15.
young, but like
15.
old enough to like
I just want
be
like
able to.
I just want like a
Yeah,
Pop-Tart.
no, yeah.
I'm just trying to eat a Pop-Tart. You know what I'm saying? You can't just you couldn't just go grab a snack if you were hungry.
No.
Yeah.
And we weren't
What the hell?
Dude, we actually would wait until it was nighttime and we just made snacks.
Oh, jeez.
Put them in
It got to a
in the
point to
drawers
where
and
we
stuff.
literally posted like.
And then
We found out how to
sneak
sneak.
Oh my god.
ants started coming because we were keeping stuff in the drawers, and then we got
Oh.
absolutely
That was
screamed.
one of the worst days.
Wait, can I explain a really funny story?
Oh, I know the one.
Okay, so me and Daniel, so once
We're
we
very hungry.
ruled the cleanest out of the group, we got to move upstairs for like a month.
We got one of the other bedrooms.
That was crazy.
We like leveled
Oh
up.
my god.
Me, Joe, and Zach are downstairs. Like, what the hell?
They had to keep it immaculate, bro.
We're in the little
Me
cupboard.
and Daniel just took it though. We're like,
Dude, no, the best is like we'd be upstairs and looking down. It's so nice of
I mean, this is like real talk, and then we'll get back to your story. I feel like I'm talking to a ragtag group of orphans trying to navigate the orphanage and like
Dude,
figure
also,
out how to survive.
also, you know, like backing out of it.
Seriously, what
like,
the hell?
are we like for a while too? This was my general thought was like, are we just like, were we actually privileged and we're like being babies about
you
it? type
think
of
it's
thing?
normal.
Because it was well, we're in Beverly Hills. We're living the literal dream, and like literally, this is like what we have all dreamed of doing. On one side is like we have fans, we have literally songs climbing the charts, and so we're like, this is a dream come
crazy part of it is that things were actually going well.
really well on
we
one
were-
side.
Well,
But
it was this
but
weird-
that's what's crazy is the day like it got to a point where it was so bad that like in the midst of living literally what I thought was my dream at the time and our dream, I literally was ready to leave because it was so bad on this side, you know. And so that's what came into reality for me. Like, okay, no, this is actually like twisted. It's like I
That's
literally
like
thought I
dark,
had
dude.
everything I wanted on this end and like would give anything, but it was so bad on this side that I was like, this is not music anymore.
That's like their manager learned how they treat K-pop stars.
This is what it takes.
I was like, that's a good
It's
idea.
funny because that was like so
Instead of being like, that's fucking inhumane.
the other from yeah.
They're
It
trying
was
to
like,
tell you that this
you
is
have to sacrifice to get where you want to be.
Which
And
some of
we
that's
were
true.
just and yeah, for
Like you
sure,
said.
you always have to sacrifice.
Yeah, but not being a prisoner in your own house.
But yeah, no, and that was always
There's a
like the
different way
weird
to go about it.
the weird
Yeah.
thing for us too was like and felt so brainwashy was because like okay, like I understand sacrifice for sure, like I moved out of my house at 17 to come to LA, left my friends, left my school, left my parents behind. Zach at 15, like, that in and of itself is a big sacrifice to go out on a limb and chase your dream. And then on top of that, you sacrifice in all forms of life to get what you want. But like, it was like, how much do we have to sacrifice? Like, what do you mean by this?
There's
Like,
a line between sacrifice and abuse.
yeah, like at what point do you sacrifice?
Dude, I lost like 40 pounds. And, like,
I hope that's gonna work like a little.
like I was like actually like
Oh, that's not good.
like so tiny.
Dude,
It was crazy.
he used to, I'm not even making this up, he used to call Jonah only by muffin. That was literally,
And
it was
Yeah,
verbal.
no,
What the hell?
He called Jack bad brain. Insane. Like,
Yeah.
dude was just a bully, bro.
Yeah,
Honestly,
he was a bully.
this guy is not
Not a good guy.
okay, like, mentally.
Yeah, I get
something
that.
is, like, wrong, and, like, on one side, it's sad, too, and, like, me growing up now, on a sympathetic side, I'm, like, it's sad because, like, you can tell that he just wasn't taught, and, like, you know, like, taught well as a kid, you know, like, you can tell he grew up in a bad way, and so on one side, it's sad, because, like, genuinely, people that, you know, are that dark and twisted, and the dude is very dark and twisted, like, he seems so unaware of it, you know? And he's very
What the hell?
narcissistic on top of that, which doesn't help, you know? Like,
Ugh.
I don't think, to this day, he thinks he did anything.
Glad they got out of there. That guy probably would have ended up like literally murdering one of them.
You guys have mentioned a few times that you
Like,
couldn't-
no joke.
I mean, like you couldn't leave.
Like, he would lock the house up at
We
like
didn't
9,
know we had no
9
transportation
a.m.
to the
Yeah.
alarm. We didn't have
Also,
the code
like,
to the
the
alarm.
schedule he was giving us at the time of also being minors, which I don't even know if that's, like, okay. It was, like, wake up, have, like, a protein shake and go. And, like, we would, and it was, like, almost like, if there was an hour off, he would fill it with just some bullshit to, like, have us do something, you know? And so it was
That's
literally,
cult stuff right there.
eat dinner, go to bed, like, every day.
It's actually a cult tactic to keep people working all the time so they don't have a moment to question their situation.
Some light.
They progress.
Yeah, you made
Oh,
it.
this is just funny story.
Moving on up.
Me and Daniel also.
Okay.
As
That was a horrible evil person, Jesus.
we were chilling at
Let me see.
and I needed to take a dump. So I go to the toilet.
That might work like I want it to.
I go to flush the toilet and it does not want to flush. I'm like,
Oh, no.
okay, thank God there's a plunger here. We're good. I plunged this thing for like 20 minutes. And I'm like,
I just know he's stressed.
I'm like, okay, this is really not good. And
He already knows he's about to
I
get
like
hit
try
too,
flushing
though.
again, because you know how sometimes magically it just flushes again?
Yeah.
So I try to flush it again, and now it's at the freaking top of the toilet, and
Oh no.
I'm like, I'm fucked. Like, I keep plunging it, no, not working. So I end up having to tell this guy, and I was like, hey man, I'm sorry, like, I don't know what's going on, it won't, like, unclog. Calls the plumber. He comes over, finds a gusher wrapper, and he's like, oh, this is probably what clogged it. Oh man, we got
Where'd you get gushers?
Hey, well, and at the same time, he literally, like, was, like, telling me, like, why would you, like, take a poop that big?
Yeah, I remember.
He was abusing you over your
I was
number
like,
two.
no, literally.
Oh my god.
But it was to the point that, like,
No, it was
Daniel had to flush a gusher wrapper down the toilet
Oh,
so
your-
it wouldn't be seen in the
Yeah,
trash.
so
Yeah.
Daniel's gusher.
That was
Yeah, I thought it was genius. I thought it was no
Yeah.
evidence, no trash can involved.
And like, to kind of like advance the timeline too, like, you know, the bulk of it was like 2017, 2018, and like, you know,
It was like the most heated amount of.
yeah, and he and the production company had control over us the whole time, and like they had come on tour with us, and like, you know, we're on the same bus as us, and the whole thing. So there was never really like this element of like space. Up until like what I think 2019 was the first tour that we went on where like we had our bus. And that was awesome. But then again, like I mean, like there's just been
Another yarn back out.
little to no transparency, just like in the whole thing. You
Well,
know,
that's
like
what's so tough is like we had no clue how it typically is, you know. And when you don't know, you don't know. So we were just literally for the first 2 years we thought that like the way we were touring was normal. And like, oh my goodness.
I mean,
No.
he had just had so much power over us.
I
in the
also-
beginning. I feel like for the first like year and a half, 2 years, we really didn't have a choice, kind of.
No.
And he
Also,
made us,
our
he
work
made us
schedule-
feel like without him, like we're nothing. So like he leaves and we're screwed. We go back home and go get
I
nothing.
also remember our work schedule was
Yeah, that's horrible.
insane that when we were on
It's like literally like stuff I've heard about K-pop stars though. Like it'll be like, oh, don't you want to be a star? Don't you want to live your dream?
and in between that it was
You have to train every day and go to dance practice like 5 times a day and
it was
be ridiculously skinny and never have any outside connections.
radio station, another interview, go to sound check, straight to sound check.
Do not want that kind of idea spreading all over the world. I hope that stuff gets outlawed in Korea.
Yeah, no, literally, and then show, and then another meet and greet, and then go to bed and wake up, and go to bed at like 1 on the bus, wake up in the next city at 6 and go again. And I remember they were like, we finally were like, yo, this schedule is not, like, we can't do it, like we're falling apart. And I remember he calls us and was like, you guys don't know what most artists do to make it. You guys, like, if you knew what Ed Sheeran was doing, then you would understand what you got to do to make it. And I go, he's on our label. Do you think we could get his schedule? Got his schedule?
It was pretty lax.
It was half. Not even like exaggerating, probably half what we were doing. And not to disregard.
And
like,
he even does a lot for
No,
who he
no,
is.
and like the label, like Foley is like, this man works hard, and I agree, like he works hard. But just to give you a comparison of like the like literally inhumane schedule at the time, we were like zombie / robots.
Like,
you know, like
and
it was crazy.
I've said that on numerous occasions. I have very rarely seen, or probably never seen, an artist do as much as you guys have done in very tiny amounts of time. And I mean, to the point where I would literally see you in one city on a Thursday, I'd see you in a different city on a Friday, and then I happen to be in the same city as you on a Saturday, and I see you in 3 different cities in 3 days. And in some cases, you were doing 2 radio meet and greets and visits in one day.
That was most days.
We did 5-day stretches where it would be Monday to Friday. We were doing a show in a different city every day with the added.
I was just using them as a content farm.
Till 1 a.m. you're going to bed. Like you're getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep 5 days in a row, and like, dude, it just was like, no.
I really loved my
Yeah.
Did you have days off? We had
Very
like
occasionally it was
1 a week.
It was a routing day, so like it was when,
Yeah.
like, literally it was the
Random.
luck that it was impossible to make it to the next city. And
So
then-
it's a travel day.
Yeah,
Right on the bus.
like legally the bus driver
very
couldn't
rare.
drive any further, so they had no choice.
Yeah. Thank God for some laws, you know.
I'm going to be very forward with this. You know, I've never seen a group work as hard as you guys have and not have a hit. So my
Thank
question to you is why?
Yeah.
Is this group and the person that we've been discussing here today the reason?
Genuinely, I have said to this day, I would have been really curious had we started with someone that.
Trying to see how this looks under the table in the darkness.
And
yeah,
rather than literally.
It's really
just
spooky
that
with the
we
blue
were
light.
artists, you know? And it makes me sad because I know that this is happening somewhere. Right? Like they're just like to see how like it went for us. There's no way that that was the first and last time. And
It'd be really hard, but if I can make these tiny grooves deeper,
so it's just like.
I think they'll catch the light better.
If you're listening and you're going through anything similar, the amount of egos out here in this LA world, anybody that isn't an artist trying to tell you how to be an artist is at faulty because you're the reason that they're even working. Like genuinely, the artist is the reason the music business is a thing. You know, like, and it's crazy how many people out here in LA specifically.
Yeah, they're the
will try to
workers.
convince artists that they're not creative and that they don't have a gift. To literally get to a point where they can try to be you.
And I just
It's
want to say
crazy.
that those are the people who have failed at doing what you do. And they want to live their life through you.
Yeah, that's literally it.
And without mentioning who the guy is,
Yeah.
I know that you every day were living out his lost dream. And if you weren't going to do it exactly how he would do it, then it was abuse was the only other option.
I mean,
And then when we finally started to get we started to get older, we started to get some more like personal feelings or whatever, because at that point there was really no choice but to let us kind of grow up. It's just been like this constant like reminder that like the production company is the all-seeing eye or whatever you want to call it, and that why don't we as people really has no power, and that's been like the ongoing thing since 2018 to now, and like finally the stuff is all like coming out because like we have enough of being pressed down and like
You said you were suffering in silence.
yeah
Oh my
yeah
goodness.
and like yeah it's
And like honestly, like in a weird way, that break that COVID gave us was good for us, because like it was the first time we sat down as a band and just like hashed it out. We didn't have a schedule in front of us, and like the first 6 months going from all that to sitting in
Yeah, that's why he kept them on a constant schedule, because if you're always doing things, you can't stop and talk to each other.
like just the amount
It's also probably why Amazon warehouses make it so that employees never see each other, so they never have a chance to talk to other employers about their situation.
You know, I've also had like personal stuff, like my ex and have a kid as well. So it's like,
Your dad.
you know,
Just a lot
becoming
of
a dad
life,
at
you know?
19.
He's a
you
dad.
get really
He's a lot.
anxious.
You have matured though an exceptional amount, really quickly in life.
Yeah, I had to.
Like, make these into a wider rope, that would be good.
Do you feel like why don't we made you mature?
Yeah.
Was it also the
It was also, I think, you know, with experiencing the stuff we've gone through, I think it's made me, like, be able to see things, you know, normal people can't. I guess not normal people, but, like, I don't know, like, for instance, like, if someone's trying to manipulate me,
Here or there.
I see everything.
Yeah.
It's like we fought Bowser, and we're still fighting Bowser. But like,
But
you
then,
can't.
yeah, but even just having a kid that, I've just matured.
Well, that changes everything, because
Yeah.
you do this for someone who's not just you and not just
Exactly.
your immediate family.
Yeah. But also with the whole situation, like you were saying, like I feel like we've learned so much about just about people that are trying to manipulate you, people that are just super shady. I mean, we can tell right off the bat.
I want to go back to what you asked about not having a hit and working really hard too. Like, I think it's interesting because we were in this whole world that we've been detailing, and you know, we had 8 letters, which did really well. You know, that took us around the world. We had some really, really great
That was
songs
actually
that.
the first music the label stepped in on.
Yeah.
Shout out Atlantic, dude.
And then COVID hit, and we were like, we had all these songs, some songs that we had written on tour, and we were like, we're gonna take a stand, right? And we're gonna put out a whole album just written and produced by us, which is sort of the opposite of what we had been doing. Good Times and the Bad Ones. Which was a really great experience, I think, as artists for us to like really get that confidence.
I actually got that album.
Do you
Really cool.
craft that body of work knowing that you're planning on breaking free?
Just recently, though.
No, this was all in silence in the back of our bus, writing most of this. Like, oh, this is what we're doing for fun. I think
Literally,
it's
like-
good, maybe.
Yeah, and
Like-
it was like literally just because we genuinely loved doing it. And
Yeah.
that was something that was cool in that moment, that like in a weird way I appreciate was like at least the full intention was like not at all like we're gonna make this the biggest hit ever. It was always just like if it sounded great, we were genuinely excited and we're like, dude, we're making 6 songs back here. You know, like
And it's yours.
Yeah. So that came out in the middle of the pandemic. We weren't really able to tour it or promote it in the ways that we wanted to, just because of COVID. But and then I don't know. We've just been keeping on moving. Obviously, this lawsuit and everything has kind of mucked things up this year, and finally we've gotten to the point where we were able to actually put out a single. Love Back through
Yeah. And by the way, you're writing on it, Daniel, and you have an assistant producing credit on this.
Correct.
Yeah.
But so then what happened in between there was like, okay, we've done the thing where we're almost like just being told what to do, and then we've also done the thing where we've done everything ourselves. And it's like it's almost like
extreme.
It's like, let's take the confidence that we got from the Good Times and the Bad Ones and then bring it to the table and work with Jay Hart and Johnny Price and the Kinetics and like all these people that like we really respect from when we have been working with writers and producers
And they're
the
your
connections
picks.
we've made. But it's all of a sudden like we have this newfound confidence.
Oh
And I
my
think
God.
it's
And it
like,
was pretty full circle because
Yeah.
Jay Hart actually wrote on 8 Letters way back in the day.
Yeah.
And so it was full circle moment, like reconnecting with him. And it, you know, to kind of expand off what you were saying too, Jonah, like The Good Times, The Bad Ones was like, I feel like a very transitional album for us just as artists because like we it was the first moment we went out on a limb and wanted to gain the confidence within ourselves to be able to write music and put out music that was completely our own and feel some ownership of Why Don't We? You know, it was the first time we felt like, okay, why don't we? But like I don't think that album was like, oh, we have found our identity. Like it was
Technically, you're just starting to search for it with that album.
Yeah,
Is fair
that
to
was
say?
like
that was the most rewarding
Dude,
first
it
album.
feels like performance aside, like of how well it did and all that, and like cockiness aside, like just genuinely, that album to me like showed us like we are God chosen and gifted artists. Like this is what we're here for, you know. And like it's crazy. Like again, cockiness aside, like most artists don't know how to produce or write, and they can sing and that's what they do. And like, you know, nothing against them, but like the amount of validation that album has brought for us as a band of like, you know, people that
Yeah, they made their own album. It's pretty
reach out
intense.
and being like, yo, I see what you guys are doing. That's very impressive. It's like we have like dreamed of that sort of validation for years. And at one point, if you told me 4 years ago that like some of these dudes that are hitting our lines or calling are like saying like, good job, like I'm really impressed, or like that sounds great, I'd be in tears. And I was when they called, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
And then
That's
to then
crazy.
to be able to take that and move forward and get in the room with people that you know are fantastic and can help you find what you're searching for in a great, beautiful, positive, musical way
But you need that
has been
confidence.
super. Right.
And
Yeah.
it's like,
Mhm.
it's now, too.
Yeah.
It's like
Well, that's nice and all, but like I don't like how it turned out all swirly. Heck, okay, so
we very much we can sit down and like force a session, but like the true special songs that we make are very like one day Corbin came or we finished like a day of promo and what was it called? The
Bedroom Paradise. Yeah.
That's a great song. Super sick song, and like literally like Corbin stayed back to like help me with some guitar loops and then like sang a melody over it, and it just like happened.
Yeah.
That's a lot of like the songs that we find special that we make lately are like the ones that just sort of happen and aren't forced. And then on the other side, when we work with
yeah.
some of these
We got
producers out here, it's like every day they're doing this, and so they have some like crazy, just like almost like go-to like melodies or beats that are like insane.
cut a bunch of.
You're like, I would never
God
think
damn it! I need to cut a
go
bunch of
there.
teeth out of this
This mix of,
little
you know,
triangles.
what comes to you, and then when you're losing inspiration and you go in a room with one of the craziest producers, you're like, oh, I'm inspired now. Like, so,
Confidence and collaboration go hand in hand. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't make quality music without that. And also, like, the chances of you just being the first song and those becoming hits, I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
Does it happen from an authentic space? Is that
Right.
a timeless thing?
Yeah.
I think the best thing we can do right now is like be just like us, very honest.
Yeah, and
like
just like keep making music and putting out music and like believing in our music and like, you know, it's our manager now always says this very, I feel like spot on quote where he's like, you know,
it's a good movie.
Yeah,
A good
I don't know what it is word for word, but it's something along the lines of like, you know, if everybody knew what it takes to make a hit, then every song everybody put out would be a hit. And like that's been the interesting thing to see over the last 5 years of being a band is just like, you know, sometimes music you super heavily believe in and feel like is the one will just not do what you expect, and like sometimes the songs that you're kind of like iffy about will catch fire somewhere and
how it be with art
for their own in a way that you didn't expect. And like, I don't know, that's been a very interesting thing to witness from an artist standpoint and like try to figure out.
And the other thing too is I think it's about like what well is fueling those songs.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
is the well
Funny is,
yours,
like,
or is it a manager who's living out his
and
failed
genuinely,
dreams?
it is us now, and that's that's like one of the biggest differences too. Is, you know, like in the past, I feel like that was a big intention with this guy, and for us being in it the way we were, it was like a song would get passed to us, and we'd be like, does it sound like a hit? Like that was all we thought and cared about at the time.
Not
And, like,
does it represent me?
no,
Is
and
it a
it's
story that
crazy,
I relate
like,
to?
It's crazy, not even trying to promote the new music, but like some of the music we've been making lately, like the mentality shifted where it's like I'm actually also when you're on tour, you don't live like real life, so it's very hard to write real music. Shout out Ed Sheeran. I don't know how he was doing it the way he was, but like COVID was in a sense good for us in that way too, where like we gotta live life and be like normal to an extent, you know, and the amount of inspiration and lyrics and music that came out of it. It's funny because those are like those songs, the ones that like we just make for like therapeutic reasons or just like for the sake of honesty and lyrics. R.A.&R. lately has been like those ones, which is like the best feeling too, to like have people now on our team at the label. Again, shout out Atlantic, they're honestly amazing, and like our A&R Jeff and Craig, they've been so cool where like they're very honest with us, and there's no like
I don't know how many of these I'm gonna need, so I'm gonna cut out a whole bunch.
malicious intent. They just listen and like either like no, or they're like I love this, and like it's such a gift to like have those dudes.
And they also could be interacting with you in a new way. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I know the person you've been mentioning. There's a lot of people who have been abused by him who are not artists, but executives and songwriters, and it made doing business with Why Don't We treacherous.
Yeah.
Treacherous. To
Yeah.
the point where it was plague-like and you wanted to avoid it.
Oh, yeah.
Literally.
And,
And
like
like what's sucked now, like, is to extend off of that even is like we've been making all this music and like working with amazing people, and like I just feel like, and this I don't mean to make any excuses at all, but I just feel like we've been hindered by the production company in the sense that like we haven't been able to use the voice that we've been creating, you know, behind the scenes as much as we have wanted to for the past 2 years, and like that's the And
biggest
also,
struggle.
this
of all
is a
this. It's like,
relationship-driven business, and if people get a bad vibe, they get a bad vibe from somebody, and that's
a real thing.
And really, like if I meet somebody at somewhere and they're like, "Whoa," I'm like, "I need to work with this person." Like,
are essentially extensions of you through and
Sure,
through.
totally.
And then to your point, you were drowning in this energy that really held you back personally, affected you professionally, both in the songs that you were putting out, the way you performed, and the relationships you were forming in the industry. And on top of that, like the abuse that you had to endure day to day. Like when I read your statement, I'm just gonna be honest, like I cried. I felt really bad. I know you all at this point. I've known you many years. I knew that you were being overworked. I knew it. I didn't
need my mossy yarn.
And to really try to wrap my mind around this concept that creating music that I've enjoyed so much, I've given so much time to, I've enjoyed your shows, I've seen probably a dozen.
I have a fan flying right in my head. I'm sorry about that.
The idea that somebody would hold you back from eating food, from communicating with family, from leaving your house, to anything.
Where's my
wrap my mind around?
What made you finally want to
Where's my
speak out?
plain white yarn?
honestly, the reason we put out the good times and the bad ones, and prior to that, we had taken like a big break off of social media, and we were doing a lot of just internalizing.
This bag full of random ones here.
We put out that album, and Love Back was.
I think that might be a good thickness for the vines. It's got a painted green.
This is the summer, or it was finished in April of this year. After, my time on tour, but throughout that whole album cycle and not being able to tour and whatever, it was very tough to move forward. And come 2021, we're trying to get the ball rolling. Like, it's been another big since since the times in the bad, and that song was intended for the summer, for very, very early summer, and then issues within the company just started to really start to take a toll on the professional side of things and on the Why Don't We business, and on our careers. Like this is, you know, we're the face of Why Don't We? We're the voice of Why Don't We? We are Why Don't We? And
I'll
we
chase her
have
down
a
again.
certain responsibility and obligation to our
I don't know what
fans,
she is. I walked around there.
who are our entire
So if
lives.
she gets shut out, and she'll definitely come in the morning.
To make music and to do it without a doubt. And when that started being hindered heavily, we were
I'm a
just
sleepy pup.
okay, like.
Okay, it's 11:14 now, so I got a little bit longer before I gotta make myself go to
Say
bed.
this or not, but like, production company had sued us first over literally nothing. I don't know what details I can really say, but
My green. Say, Lee, what do you want?
Without any teeth, and at that point we were like, okay, like this is what it's really come to, like over nothing, and so it was like, okay, enough of this.
Also,
like,
at that point,
final straw here.
Our manager that's with us now, he's a great guy. His name is Randy. In the midst of that, you know, he was also caught up in that, and he was on our side, and it was at that point that we really brought Randy to speed, because he wasn't even fully aware of what these guys were doing. This guy was doing.
Nice.
That whole time. So once he was really brought up to speed, he hopped on it and fully backed us. And now we're fighting the fight still. You know, these things don't take a week. You know, they take a lot longer when you find out. But you know, like, if there's any hope or prayer, it's that like we can keep coming out with music.
That's all
I
want to
do.
man. That's all we want to do.
It's like, it's funny because I see this gleam of like hope where like right now it feels like we've really fully let our guard down with the brainwash of trying to be anything who we really are. Like literally yesterday we had a conversation of like, enough is enough. Who are we really, and like, let's be that. Like, no joke.
So what answer do you come up with? Who is Why Don't We today? Why
Don't We is Jonah, Daniel, Corbin, Jack, and Zach. And it's literally like, we are just people that have like been through a lot like most, and we want to be there for those people. And also just like, I think the biggest thing we're trying to do right now as a band is like fight every day.
Hold on, this yarn is too fuzzy.
You know, and the music is so enjoyable now, and we just did our
But I thought maybe the fibers would lay down a bit more, but they're not quite doing that. I can use one of my nicer yarns. It's not going to be a lot of yarn.
The most enjoyable night of the last 2 years was that show, and every day we were talking yesterday, we're like, let's like go bowling and like do like literally do mindless things, like go to the beach and like literally like people like to this day we're still battling with the idea that like it's okay to like not only just work all day together and stay away, you know, like we can just,
that's how we were
conditioned, and that's like that's
try to just listen out first.
So much affects me when we're reading the statement, but really it's about the lasting impact that these actions and this treatment will have on you. You know, I won't get into like what you think those are. But Daniel, you brought up something really specific, which is like you're trying to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
But it's not the first time that something like this has happened. No. I mean, look throughout history. Lou Pearlman is very a famous piece of shit.
It's almost like the classic boy band story, you know, and like it's and it's one of those things that like you never think something like that'll happen to you, and then it does, and you're like, wow.
Okay, so even my nicer yarn is also going to be a little lumpy, but
they're so good at brainwashing.
Okay, it's turned on a bit smoother than the other one. Maybe with 2 coats it'll all lay down.
And that's the whole goal of the abuser is put you in a corner where it's like you have
They're literally 50, what the fuck?
Yeah. And I also don't want it to sound like we're like coming over here just to like have like a sob story and all this stuff and like. But it's more like we want this stuff to be known so that if my 15, 16-year-old self watched this right now, I would know a little more about it.
Yeah, like, don't get into that kind of stuff.
It's crazy. Genuinely
If you're gonna produce at home and sell your music, use Bandcamp. Spotify is fucking garbage.
Fans listening to it now. You have more than the person telling you he knows it. You know, you have 10 fans.
You have 10 fans.
That's what you gotta like keep in mind. Genuinely, like you have the power, and like the best thing you can do is like keep digging deep into who you are as an artist, and like find people around you that support that and like cheer you on.
Turning the page to your truth.
Yep.
Was
Yeah.
this scary to do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
man.
shaking when we walked into this interview.
Yeah. Very, it was, yeah.
We've
yeah.
never talked about it.
And that's the first time you probably ever. I mean, usually people aren't nervous to get in here.
Yeah.
No, not at all, dude.
Even like the original statement that we had put out on social media regarding the whole thing was very like, I don't know, it was weird. It was like getting this weight lifted off of our shoulders and like seeing the press and the media pick up the story itself and the emotional side of it was like, it was uplifting and like I said, lifted a weight off of our shoulders, but like at the same time, just like I personally felt just so vulnerable and so like, should people know about this? Like, am I telling the world too much?
Yeah.
Like, you know, are there legal repercussions for this? Like,
I don't know.
just my mind is going everywhere because of just like feeling so unprotected by the company, and then like speaking out a truth that goes against, you know, maybe the personal goals or personal motives of that side of it. Just felt like, oh my gosh, like I was even questioning, like, am I a bad person for saying all of this stuff on the open?
I was like, is this like some vulnerable thing I should just tuck in type of thing?
Yeah,
you know,
like,
I was like, do we need to disclose this? Like, I don't know, was it really that bad? And then like, it was crazy. I was in tears the whole day because like when it did come out, the amount of like people that hopped on it and like reached out to like just like seeing like the literal validation online of people like being like, this is inhumane.
Yeah, like that's not okay.
I was like, okay, yeah, no, this wasn't okay, you know? And up until the world really like gave their opinion on it, I still was like questioning, like, was it really that bad, you know?
That's
or
like,
like,
that's
was
the
it really,
manipulation
yeah.
kicking in still. That's
was it
it's still
more
in his
normal?
head.
Yeah, you're trying to justify it because you were taught and conditioned to justify it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
that's bizarre.
Can I just ask a question to end more on a positive note?
Yeah.
What's next? Where do you guys go from here?
Let's go.
Yeah, man. We've been making so much music, man. The vault is like a vault of gold right now, and we just want to keep putting music out, man. Love Back was like the first step in our next era, and like I know we said this with the good times and the bad ones being like our most authentic and most genuine era, and in a lot of ways, I think it was that at the time, especially, you know, it was fully from us. It was our music, it was our writing, our production. But like the difference between then and now, I think, is like just being able to like explore our sound and really find it, and like find people that want to find it with us. And like I think there's something to be said about having a third opinion, you know? Like you can debate with someone about something forever and have two sides of this. But yeah, collaboration, like having people that can come in from the outside and be like, this is how I feel, and like, do you guys agree with this? Just musically has been really amazing. And you know, on our end, we're really trying to pick up the pace and put our foot on the gas, and like in our minds, our foot's all the way down. And so we're doing whatever we can to like make sure that is what happens for us, and we just want to put out as much music as possible,
And
man.
like,
As
dude,
much
like,
music as possible.
Just like literally, like you're gonna see like the veil coming off with us, genuinely. You know, and like hate it or love it, we're gonna just do that, literally. You know, for our sake. And for our fans' sake. Like they knew. That's what's crazy too. Is like our fans. The amount of tweets I would see were like during shows, fans would be. They literally put out a hashtag like pray for White Omi or something, because we were
or WDW take a break or something.
Yeah, they asked us to
like,
stop touring and take a break because they could see like right through it, you know, and so even for their sake, like we just want to be authentic and like, you know, and this will be the first time genuinely though I think like they'll just see us.
Tons of music. We're planning a tour.
Let's go, baby.
It's like, we got a lot of stuff on the horizon, and it feels really like positive. Like, oh my
and
God,
just fighting the good fight, man. Fighting the good fight, and like.
And you use the right term, like you're finding your sound before it was given to you. You know, and by the way, doing the good times and the bad ones, it's needed. It's part of the process.
Yeah. And shout out to everybody that's been on the journey with us. Shout out to you guys for always keeping up, and shout out to our fans because our fans have been our lifeline through this whole thing, and continue to be. I'm just excited for everybody to hear the stuff, man. It's really cool. It's new for us. There's a little bit of experimentation in there, but like,
it's funny. Like
the stuff we've been putting together is like, it's stuff that we're like fully in love with for the first time, and that's been a very reviving feeling for us personally. And
it's like we actually bumping in our cars type of thing. You know, like that's the difference. Is like
bumping it
I don't think I've ever shown a homie one of our songs. You know what I mean? Like we'll put it out and like we'll be like, "What you been up to?" I'll be like, "Oh,
you know,
play some that shit."
But I've like never genuinely not that we haven't loved the stuff that we've put out.
It's like
but it's interesting comparing that stuff from before to now, and just like, you know, I think it's just a result of evolution, man. Evolution as artists and as a band. It's like I feel like a lot of artists would feel that way, you know. As you mature and you grow and you find your sound, you're just always moving forward, and like you would just hope within yourself that everything you put out just gets better and better and better and better.
Even if we weren't being told to put out the music, I feel like we would still hate our old music just because it's old. You know? But like, but like the new music is just like so good and so fun and very like set up for a live show. The live show is gonna be so bananas, and I just want to say also the only show we've done in LA, the crowd was like unreal. I don't even know how to describe it. So just to the fans, you all so far have been literally amazing, and can't wait to tour and hopefully tour.
And just get back to what
fingers
does
crossed.
best.
Just be praying for us too, that like we can come out with music and tour, because that's all we want to do.
Yeah, just keep the support. We love it so much. Like honestly, it helps a lot. Just like seeing all the tweets and comments and stuff. People are so caring, and even just like talking to you guys and hearing your tones of voices, and it's like, wow, like you guys really care. So thank you.
It is unwavering, and I tell you probably already have, but listen to their music. Link in the description below. Love Back, having a crack in your halo. Is that realizing that somebody is not as perfect as you thought they were?
It was more us. It's like us growing up in the music industry. You know, that totally symbolizes
coming into it pure and kind of losing your innocence and losing.
Just like a little tarnished, you know.
Who comes up with that idea, man?
Actually, he's right here. And come say hi. Give him away.
Really?
Come on, he's so sexy. Get in the camera.
Come on.
Yeah, there he is.
We love Anthony.
Yeah, he's the best.
That's our creative director.
Yeah, he's a good
He's just chilling in the background.
Just got into it. Really, with Love Back, that was his first.
Yeah, Love Back. Love Back campaign was crazy. Not to keep talking about this shit.
Yeah, they're like ending it.
We flipped that campaign in 24 hours. Like, it was a whole different thing, and it was very like didn't feel right at all.
We were in sunflowers,
you know. But
Let's see if they have any more of that dark green fabric that I can coat and glue and then cut pieces out of.
Ideas and stuff like that, and like, you know, we love this song so much that like we always have this itch in our stomach that like the visual has to be right and it has to elevate. And like literally over one weekend, we funded the whole campaign ourselves, and we flipped it, and like the label was kind of sad because they were like, "Come on, like we need the assets,"
which is like fair. It's
you know,
that's fair.
But,
I mean.
but shout out to them because they took it in and they really loved the direction we were going with it, and you know, they didn't have to do that. And so I'm very thankful that they did that.
Like we had our girlfriends doing our makeup. Like it was honestly like the most fun like photo shoot we've done, because like, you know, we've done a lot of those like big production things where it's like all these moving parts, and at some point you almost feel like this is just like too much, you know. And like if you want a very specific shot, it's very tough to get it when there's like 100 different cameras, you know. And like it was so fun to just like kind of do it on the run.
That's right over there.
Having freedom.
Don't forget to hydrate anyone who's still there.
He's so gifted and just like so good at what he does that like with him on top of it, it's been awesome.
Are we thinking about releasing music 2022 or before?
Music before
Definitely
2022.
before that.
I just noticed that cat pillow he's holding. It's really cute.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it as we speak.
Let's go.
But yeah, stay tuned.
Link to listen.
I feel like I didn't eat enough today.
5 of, in my opinion, some of the most incredibly talented human beings that I've ever met.
Wow.
And I've known from the first time that I met you all that you are 5 distinct colors that are very different from one another, and when they come together, they make Why Don't We? And I feel like now, for the first time ever, those colors have the ability to actually exist and not live under this matte, gross haze, and actually be the vibrant colors that they've
turn saturation all the way
Next
up.
time someone asks who is Why Don't We, can you just like FaceTime you or something?
Yeah, just say that.
Bro,
That was awesome.
thank you. That was bro.
I genuinely appreciate
Managed to find her. She was following me and Ahab on a walk. I caught her, but then Tilly wouldn't go away from the gate and flipped out.
God damn it.
Girl.
Fucking.
This conversation takes strength, and to live your truth and to speak.
She also somehow lost her collar.
Not only
I swear.
So I can't even listen to her jingling.
Man.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think maybe chasing her down every night is making her more stressed out, but sometimes she does go toward the door when chased around.
Yeah, usually before she would run around and then actually go back to the house.
Yeah.
All her texts are just cardigan pictures.
So good. I really appreciate
it.
I
don't want to go.
Thank you so much for being
Right?
Yeah, thanks for having us. Thanks for letting us.
No, if she's left without food for a bit, and this is the only place where she knows food is gonna be, then...
interview, but I get it. A full interview is a lot, so we got a Clips channel. We don't expect you to watch the full thing anymore, so we just gave you the highlights. Please subscribe and notifications and all that stuff. Okay, cool. I love you.
Oh, dang, I didn't know it was, like, that bad. Jesus Christ. That's, like, some dark stuff right there. Hey, Zaylee, what are you doing? You being bad and causing problems, huh? Right. I swear playing things for my Twitch regulars are gonna end up messing up my recommendations. But that's okay. I like to fuck up the algorithm every now and then. I can throw it off its rhythm. Okay, that's gonna have to dry for a while. Make sure that can still go in there. Right. It's already 11:32 and I gotta try to go to bed in around 30 minutes, so I gotta call the stream for tonight. If anyone's still there, don't forget to do all the posture, hydration check, save your progress if you're working on something, do some stretches, give your eyes a break from the screen, etc. Interesting vids tonight, and I was able to, like, I need to put the resin in their eyes, but these are mostly done. Besides the resin, and oh yeah, I need to put some little vents over these, I forgot. Also, I need to paint that. They're not as done as I thought they were. Heck. Then I just need to let this air dry for as long as I can let it air dry. Put the plant in it. Should be, that's mostly dry. Put at least another coat on this so I can use it as vines that are wrapping all over the place, and I gotta make little leaves. And I have a bunch of tiny little clear plastic triangles here that I have to very carefully glue into the mouth of this thing and then paint white. I don't know how this plant has bony teeth, but whatever, it's a monster plant, it doesn't have to make sense. Yeah, recommended needs, you just gotta fuck it up sometimes. It's good for you. Like, sometimes it gives me stuff I actually want to watch, but often it's like, can you show me the videos to the people I fucking subscribe to, please? The ones I've been subscribed to for years, and stop getting me to just follow people. Fucking, I hate a lot of stuff on the new internet. Back in my day, you could actually make AMVs and, like, watch AMVs on YouTube, and not everything was, like, copyright slammed all the goddamn time. People didn't have to worry about referencing any media ever for fear of getting a lawsuit or some crap by the MPAA. Back in my day, there wasn't just, like, constant algorithmic programs trying to figure out how to make you stay on the app as long as possible. It was just user content that was really good. It was just videos that people were making for fun. I'm glad people can make money out of it, but it's like, fuck. Okay, anyway. I could go on a whole rant about how I do not like today's internet. But I will not, because it will be very incoherent. And I gotta go to bed. Okay. I gotta take off for tonight. Tomorrow I have to go on a fishing trip that I don't want to go to, but at least it's at a location I like, so... fuck it. Oh my god, the way that color dried, it looks so perfect on this. As I do appreciate that. Okay. I'm gonna work on painting these later. I got some blind box toys. I got 2 from series that I ordered on purpose, including the super pretty little, like, ocean fairy and the little penguin holding ice cream cones. And this was a random blind box from the site. Not one I would usually pick, but I'm gonna make it into something, like, I'm gonna put sunglasses and tattoos all over this cute little duck. I'm gonna give it, like, a cool hat and shoes and stuff. Fuck, I dropped it. I have so many goddamn projects to do. Okay, but anyway. A good night for now. Bye.